I think if this set of recommendations were fully implemented, it would have a paradigm shift with respect to the future of both SUNY in particular and the City University of New York.
Explain. What would the new paradigm be and compare it to the old one?
We have to go back in time and look across the United States and see the kind of investment that has been made at states like Texas, UT Texas at Austin.
Wow.
Certainly the University of California system led by Berkeley, UCLA, San Diego, Santa Barbara. These are powerhouses. North Carolina, Chapel Hill. I mean, Michigan at Ann Arbor, Wisconsin at Madison. These are extraordinary public universities, and the reason that they're extraordinary, in part, is the states in which they reside have made sustained investment over a long period of time. And they are great institutions. We have not seen that investment at City University or the State University.
Yeah, and one of the real striking findings, which isn't all that surprising, is that we're not systematically competitive with these peer states, and that we're declining as a leader in research and development. We've been shortchanged here. Does this report provide both the analysis and will it stimulate the political will to do some of these changes?
Doug, I think that's the big question here, and I don't know where I'm going to come out on this in terms of my prophetic calculus. But it is going to be expensive, but more importantly, it's going to have to be sustained over a long period of time.
We're talking decades.
You just can't, infuse money for a year or two and expect these institutions to be morphed into a very different arena. This is going to take a long-term commitment, and to understand that the future viability of the Empire State is going to rest in part in creating an educated citizenry. And unless we take the lead with both SUNY and CUNY, we're not going to get there. And this is going to have effects on our economic competitiveness, not only within the United States of serving as an attractor for businesses and the most talented people, but also maintaining talent. And the way, in part, to do that is for universities to take a lead. Hopefully, if there's any justice in the world,
we're calling on justice,
that we will see an infusion of some resources initially to support some of the recommendations. Now, from where I sit, a central recommendation is using what we call the New York State Compact.
Yeah, talk about that compact and it's modeled, the CUNY Compact.
Yeah, this is modeled on something that we developed a couple of years ago called the CUNY Compact, which was a recognition that there has not been an investment at the City University of New York for a very, very long time. That all of the work that we have done largely at this university is a result of reshaping our own resources and creating priorities and putting aside things that we didn't think were as important, and then generating revenue that way to support new faculty acquisition, new instrumentation in laboratories, more counselors, better libraries, all of the things that we've been able to accomplish. But you can push that just so far. And then we came up with the idea of who are the stakeholders that really should be brought in for investment. Certainly government, both state and local government. Certainly the university has an obligation to really think how it does business and how can it extract revenue by operating more efficiently and with greater productivity. More inspired enrollment growth and targeted enrollment growth, how that can be generated. Philanthropy. Philanthropy has always been used at private universities and the best state universities in the United States when they opened up their books. In the start of the fiscal year, they utilized some of the efforts in gifts that were given by alumni and friends of the university to support not only ongoing operations, but much more innovation. And so that's what
we
calling
saw that
for
when you
here.
were president at Baruch. I mean, you really began it at that presidency.
And the fourth leg are students. I believe very strongly in having a rational tuition policy as opposed to what we have now, which is a catch-as-catch-can approach that really nobody is happy with, where we go for a period of time with no tuition increases, and when the students can least afford it, a huge spike.
Yeah.
And we've seen those spikes and the very, very chilling effect it's had on students having to leave. So if we have small and predictable increases, and we have made the pledge, and we have honored this pledge, that any student that would be placed in harm's way as a result of a small incremental increase, we will make that student good.
Okay, so
working together, we believe we can generate resources for investment where the state is not asked to pick up the full cost of $1 of investment, but at least 20 cents on the dollar, and that we would get the remaining resources through the other stakeholders.
And the state would pick up the mandated cost that they put on the
both university
systems.
The compact only deals with the investment piece.
One of the recommendations that was particularly salient to me was this goal of hiring 2,000 full-time faculty, and of that 2,000, 250 superstars, because you know and I know we're too many adjuncts and not enough full-time folks, and the lack of continuity, etc., is simply there. What are the prospects of real relief in terms of the ability of universities to put together those type of faculties?
We have demonstrated at CUNY that we can hire 400 to 500 faculty a year. I mean, we know how to do it.
And you've got, what, a couple of hundred coming up, several hundred?
We have about 450 faculty that are going to be new to the campus this year. The recommendation is for at least 2,000 faculty. At least 2,000. And it's going to be over a period of 4 to 5 years. It's very fun. That to me is one of the most fundamental recommendations, because
Tell the governor.
We have to understand, Doug, and your audience needs to understand that 30 years ago, this university had about 11,500 full-time faculty for approximately the same size of the institution that exists today. Today at CUNY, we have about 6,400 full-time faculty. We need to build up that faculty. You cannot have a great university without a great committed full-time faculty.